Namo Adida Fa. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. For our Dharma lessons, we've been reading Beginning Our Day, Volume 2 by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. And today we're finishing a reading by Ajahn Amaro called Seeing Clearly into the Chain of Causation. Again, if we influence a 3-year-old in a wholesome manner, those influences can have an effect for a lifetime. Similarly, if we mindfully catch the process right at the point where Vedana is conditioning tanha, feeling, conditioning, craving, the cycle can be broken right there. We can live with a heart completely at peace in the realm of feeling and reflect. This Vedana is present. I don't have to own it. Praise is sweet. Criticism is bitter. Gain is sweet. Loss is bitter. This is how it is. I don't need to make anything more of it than just that. This is the mind that likes sweetness. This is the mind that dislikes bitterness. That's all. It's empty. There's nothing there. It doesn't belong to me or anyone else. It's merely one of the attributes of nature coming into being, taking shape, and dissolving. That's all it is. So the heart remains at peace, even though there's full engagement in the world of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling, as well as perceiving, doing, and acting. There's full engagement, but it is free of confusion, and there's no identification with it. If we catch the process even earlier, way down at the deep tissue level, and mindfulness is sustained acutely, then ignorance, the whole duality of me as a person experiencing the world out there, of me here going somewhere else, the subject being the knower of the object, is not given any strength or substance. If we don't catch it, however, that is when avijja pachaya sankhara, ignorance, conditions mental formations. When there is ignorance, then that duality of sankhara or compoundedness arises. But if there is full awareness, full knowing, full mindfulness, then even that subtle degree of ignorance or delusion does not arise and is not given credence. Discourses on dependent origination often state, with the cessation of ignorance, there is the cessation of mental formations. And with the cessation of mental formations, there's a cessation of consciousness, and so forth. Fra Paiuto points out in his book, Dependent Origination, that cessation is not meant to be taken only in terms of something beginning and then ending. The Pali word for cessation is nirodha, which also implies non-arising. When there's no ignorance, then mental formations do not arise. The mind does not create the world of thingness or this and thatness. This is a realization of Dhamma. It is simply Dhamma. It's not fabricated, it's not divided, it's not created. It is not split into me being here and the world out there, a subject separated from an object. This is the peace and clarity of realizing the Dhamma here and now. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Adida Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.